But the pressure of a criminal trial is a human matter, and there are many around the country who've noticed that even at this early state, before the accusations and all the witnesses and all the people he knows telling on him, that just these first days might be getting to defendant Trump.
The wheels of justice grind slowly. I did not think they would grind so slowly that they would rock the defendant apparently to sleep.
Imagine committing so many crimes, you get bored at your own trial.
He appeared to be asleep, and repeatedly his head would fall down.
If you call your opponent Sleepy Joe, you have one job.
If Biden is Sleepy Joe, I guess that makes you Dozo the Clown.
The energy drained from him when he walked out of that courtroom.
It's going to take a toll on anyone, particularly someone who is in his late 70s.
This was day one. This is weeks and weeks of this. The sheer psychological torture.
Passed him notes for several minutes before Trump appeared to jolt awake and notice them. Well, oh my God, I was having the most terrible dream that I had to read something.
Dream or nightmare, it is reality. Today, the court's sketch artist captured this moment, and the sketch artist is the person most authorized to show us what it looks like because they don't allow still or video cameras during the proceedings. The sketch artist is laser focused on the key players. And what I'm showing you is that this sketch artist, courtesy of Jane Rosenberg through the New York court system, captured this moment by observing and deciding that an accurate sketch would show the defendant with his eyes closed. The implication that he had nodded off now the second day in a row, even after much of the public criticism. A reporter from an outlet, Law 360, reports, quote, Trump's head slowly dropped. His eyes closed. It jerked back upward. He adjusts himself. Then his head droops again. He straightens up, leaning back. His head droops for a third time. He shakes his shoulders. Eyes closed still. His head drops. Finally, he pops his eyes open. It may not be Hemingway, and it may not be the most important moment in this serious trial that alleges campaign crimes, but it is part of why being a defendant sucks. Because you are out of control, and the things you might normally be used to are not afforded to you. And if you are in this situation, a position as a more fatigued or elderly person, no disrespect, then being stuck in there 4 days a week for however long it takes is a crushing new reality. This is life as a criminal defendant, and showing up in court in the New York system is mandatory. I'm joined by Vanity Fair's Molly Jong-Fast, an MSNBC analyst. That's the pros. Your thoughts?
So Trump has made his whole case against Biden that he's younger and sprier, right? He said he calls Joe Sleepy Joe, right? But he is only 3 years younger than Joe Biden. So anytime you start on that attack, it's a sort of dubious, and what happened was he started this attack, and when he does things like fall asleep or mix up names, it ends up blowing back on him. And so, I think that Chris had a really good point when he said that if you're going to call your opponent Sleepy Joe, you need to not fall asleep places.
Yeah, and we'll put the sketch up again. I remind people that different states do it differently, but the artist, Ms. Rosenberg, clearly made a decision here. This is not editorial cartoon. This is not the New Yorker. They are sketch artists, and it is a bit antiquated, but just as people know in the Supreme Court, they don't let any cameras in there.
Yeah.
So this would suggest, according to this visual reporting, that he's 2 for 2 in nodding off 2 days in a row.
Well, we've heard a lot of poll reports that have also have used all the words to describe the act of sleeping. So again, we don't know what's in his heart and his mind, but clearly it's hard. And I think what you said was really important before, which is this is one of the first times Donald Trump has been treated like everyone else. Mm-hmm. He's a defendant. The judge says you have to come in. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I mean, he doesn't have to come in every day, but he does have to come in 4 days a week, and he does have to sit there, and he does have to be like a normal defendant. And even though he probably would not be thrown in jail if for, violating the gag order, we've seen he's had a lot of leniency there, he still is very much being treated like a normal defendant, and I'm sure that enrages him.
There was a lot of early talk about two things that I don't think have yet happened much on the MAGA Trump side. One, that this unprecedented event would so clearly rock the foundations of our nation and precedent that people would be upset. That none of that has really happened,
Right.
and we've been covering what is the more substantive side of why this is still done as a fair thing. He's not at all being railroaded. He's not being held in prison beforehand, as many poor defendants are.
Right.
That's one. Hasn't happened. Two is the idea that, this will just become campaign events for him. Right. We showed that montage of both news coverage, different channels, and comedy, culture, late night, internet memes I could pick as well. The idea that, he can just easily transpose this into great days of campaign coverage, I can't tell you, and I always tell the viewers, I don't know what's going to happen next week.
Right.
Maybe there will be twists and turns.
Right.
But here, second day in a row, these don't look like great campaign visuals if that was the second thing we were told by the MAGA crowd, Molly.
Right. I always thought the idea that this was a great campaign event for him was completely crazy. And I think where it came from was the idea that when he had been in the primary challenge, he had won the primary on those indictments. I always thought that was kind of wrong, too. I thought he won because he was the OG and everyone was pretending to be lesser versions of him. And if you're going to have a lesser version, why not just have the OG? And so I think that that's why he won the primary. So I never really subscribed to this idea that being a criminal defendant would somehow make him a better presidential candidate. But I do think there were people who had anxiety about that. But the idea of not charging someone because it might help their career is insane.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.